Matter of fact, not his nephew, it was his cousin. And I chilled with his cousin. It was me, a friend of mine, his cousin, and someone else. And we'd go to the park and play ball. And then his nephew ended up coming playing, and we all was hanging out. And then Cal came to the park one day to ball. And I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, you know, I give it to him. You know, I'm like, wait, this dude can really ball. The only thing he did was just smirk. That's what he did when I first met him. He just smirked. He had that goofy little look on his face. And we were playing. I'm like, oh, snap, man, you know. And when two people from, like, the South, they meet each other and they're up north, they clicking just like that. I'm talking about they clicking like the seatbelt. You heard me? Just that quick. And we clicked. And it's like, man, where else you play ball? And I'm like, man, not nowhere really. And exchanged numbers, man, before I know it. Playing ball here, playing ball there. And then it became, once I met my wife, families come together. So, man, ever since then, it's history. He was my best man, too, at my wedding.
Wow.
So it don't get much better.
Wow.
Shout out Cal.
Definitely, man. That's amazing. And shout out to Maceo Hurd in the chat room. He's got a show, Crush Talk Sports, or Crush Sports Talk. Put that in the chat room. But he's got a great show as well. He's always doing live videos. So go check that out. He says, greetings from Wakanda. Yes. Black Panther is out. So I don't know if you've already seen it, or are you planning to go see it this weekend?
Man, I don't know. My schedule's tight, and them tickets are expensive. I might wait till they go down a little bit.
I hear you. I feel you.
Yeah, man. I want to go. I do want to go see it because just with all the hype, man, and to see our people go crazy over something that means. So people may think that it's little, but it's so big to us.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's a film, when it's coming from a comic film that's normally, growing up, we're used to the white characters. Okay, question. Do you ever remember Static Shock?
No.
No. See, that was a black superhero. And it's, you know, just stuff like that, but just to see a whole cast, you know, man, it's pretty cool. I'm constantly hearing good feedback from it.
Definitely. And I think, you know, somebody did a post on social media that was saying, can we now start to make more movies like this and less movies about slavery? We get it. We know what slavery was like. It was a very dark past in the country's history, in our history, and everybody's history. So can we start making movies about black excellence? And when I seen that post, I was like, that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's elevate. Stop talking about slavery in every single movie we do. So
it is depressing. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's like the more you see it, you start to get those feelings. You start to feel depressed. You start to feel what your ancestors went through. Even though they worked, you know, hard, but constantly seeing these movies, it probably would take a person to another level when it comes to self-love and self-hate and just producing hate just by constantly seeing that, because you can be perfectly fine. You see that movie and constantly seeing movies in the same way, and it's like, all white people, they're the devil. You know, stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
But you're right, man. I love that post.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very important. And man, I appreciate Big L. He says, just tell the true history of Africans' history, not whitewash history. I agree. Tell the truth, and I think we could really grow as a people and grow as more black directors and people are coming out with movies and they're telling the real truth. I think that's huge, not just for us, but for America, period.
Yeah. You know, I think if we got the full 100% truth, I don't think a lot of races, a lot of different other races will accept it. They wouldn't want to. Because to be honest with you, at some things when black people do succeed, for some reason there's always something else. Because I've been seeing something about Black Panthers are getting backlash because they didn't include the LGBT community. I'm like, really? It's always something.
Right.
Something to navigate of the excellence. But mind you, this movie has made more money than any other Marvel before it came out. After Marvel didn't have in movies. And that's crazy.
Yeah. That just shows that just as black people, we have to elevate above everything all the time. People don't understand that. All the time we have to elevate above hate, above all of these issues, above all these things that are thrown at us, and we rise. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We rise no matter what. So, man, I'm getting a little hyped up in here, but I think
man, I feel hyped.
But man, we have to do that, and so man, I'm excited about this movie. Maceo Heard says very dope. He watched it in 3D.
Yeah.
I can't even
3D.
imagine what that's like. I can't even imagine what that's like in 3D.
That's crazy.
I'm planning on going to see it tomorrow. The early Sunday show. Y'all need to catch some early shows because you can get a break on the price. But
you can get a break on the price and the people.
Yeah, definitely, and the craziness, definitely.
Man.
So I wanted to ask you, what are some influences in your music? Being from New Orleans, I kind of got an idea of some names you may say, but I wanted to actually hear you, talk about some influences in your music and that kind of got you to where you are.
I'd say, man, to be honest, I always wrote poetry and always thought it was whack. Honestly, from hearing my classmates on my level, I always thought it was whack. But I continued, and I always wrote what I thought. And I gave it a try. And my influences, I take like Lupe Fiasco. I would say Lil Wayne, because the things that he say, it's intelligent. I just hate the way that he constructs it. I just hate the way he put it, because it's all over. He can have a good 2-3 bars that's nice, but then he just slips off and go all the way to Jamaica while we're still in the U.S.
That's true.
That's
true.
true.
You're right.
I like J. Cole, Kanye, the old Kanye, Rhyme Fest. That's my guy. Inspirations. Cassidy.
Yeah. I
like D1. He's from New Orleans.
Man, I was just getting ready to ask you about that. I got a bunch of his mixtapes. I'm definitely a fan of his.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. The kids love him. They be like, PC, can you put it on Sally Mae? I'll be like, man, we bumping Sally Mae going to school.
And they don't even know what Sally Mae is, I'm sure.
No, they be like, who is Sally Mae? I said, trust me, that's somebody that's gonna haunt you for life.
Yeah, you don't want to know Sally Mae at all. Run away when you hear Sally Mae, for real.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man.
That's crazy, man. But just overall, man, I want to say my mom's spirit, how humble she was, and no matter what she done, and she always told me, be myself, no matter what I do. And I always notice whenever I am myself, no matter what it is that I'm doing, no matter whether I fail or succeed, there's always a good outcome because I was myself. And I wanted to incorporate that in my music for the simple fact. Okay, I'm gonna make an example. There was one, Lil Wayne did a song, I Wish I Can, Every Girl in the World.
Right.
Now, it was, to me, it felt completely sad because his daughter is my cousin, my blood, and for him to sing that song while she's on stage and dancing to it, I felt some kind of way, because how can I be singing a song and my daughter, and it's a derogatory song, and my daughter is dancing to it? So that means all the respect I'm teaching her goes out the window, because it's different when I'm on stage versus when I'm in home. So I always try to incorporate who I am no matter where I go and what I do. So that's always been a big part. And just to stay positive, that's the main key. positive and just show love.
Yeah.
That's my outlook on music.
Man, that's I didn't know you you were related, but that's very true. How can these guys, and I mean, I respect people that can flow and that can rhyme. I respect what they're able to do, but I do think at some point you have to realize what I'm saying. My kids are going to hear it. They're either going to hear it now or they're going to hear it as they get older. And it's hard, to me, it would be hard to say, I'm saying these things on a track, but this is not really how I feel. I'm just saying this because it sells records. Like, what value does that teach to them where you're just saying stuff to sell records or to get people to listen? So, and I think it's a fine line, and I think it's hard to determine if you really want to have something that's conscious or if you just want to have party music. And I wonder that in artists, like when do they decide to say which way they're going to want to go? And maybe that's a question you can answer.
It's to me, like I said, it always depends, because once you feel that you've reached the fan base where it's the up and coming, because if it's kids, you got to think about it. Kids are mirrors. So if they enjoy your music, they're going to try to mirror exactly what you do. You can't tell them that to sell this for a gram or two or treat this chick like this and then go to a school and tell them that school is important. That's kind of like what Jeezy did. He was saying, he's proud of his son, which is the best thing ever. But you sitting here rapping about trap music, man. You telling kids they need to go get a pound and keep a gun on their waist. But then you telling your son, hey, go get this education and stay in school. It's confusing, especially when some kids look at you as that person that they look up to, their mentor. It's hard. And you know what? Like I said, you always got to look at it like that. But for young artists, they won't look at it like that because they're so used to the money. They see the money in the mainstream.
Right.
When I feel once you gather that fan base to whereas you're making a mark and you're the one. Like when you're on, like when Chris Brown first came out, everybody was on. See, when you're at that point, when you see yourself, there should always be a mentor, because when artists start off young, they don't know. Like, they just see the flashing, the lights, the attention. They like that. But at a certain point, it's kind of like, do I really feel like this?
Yeah.
So
it's true. And Miss Girly Girl in the chat room makes a great point. Shout out to DJ Nunu. Miss J2 twice. He says, I love my team. She's got the New Orleans logo on there.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
From New Orleans. But Miss Girly Girl makes a great point. Kids are so easily influenced. We really need to do better what we expose them to. That is the 100, 1,000 answer right there. We control, now to some extent, we control what goes in, out of their ears, what they experience, what they see. When they go to school, it's a whole nother story because they're going to see all kinds of things. But I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go back to a Bible verse. If y'all don't read the Bible, if y'all don't know, train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. And what that basically means is you train up your kids right. When things come at them, they know what their root is. They know what mama told me. They know what grandmama told me. They know all that stuff. But if we never say it, if we never train them up, then they're going to go astray easy. Oh, yeah.
The easy influence.
Right.
Yeah. And if you think about it, like normally when there is the rundown neighborhoods, normally the dudes don't have a father figure. They have the dude that's on the streets that's making money and doing this and doing that. So they look up to that. So they're easily influenced, even if that person, hey, little youngster, come here, let me holler at you. You want to make some money right quick? Yeah, do that. So they looking at it like, this is the life. This is how it should, and, we are the ones,
Right. It's true.
So it starts with us.
Right. So you're tuned into the BS3 Sports Show on 2 Live Stews Radio. We got Jerry from the bottom.